Hey everyone, we're here at the Long Road Festival and I'm joined by Dori Freeman. How are you, Dori?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome to the Long Road.
Thank
Have you found the whole experience so far?
It's been really good. This is my second time in England. I played at the Cambridge Folk Festival a couple years ago, and this festival has been great. It's the first year of this one, right? Yeah. Well, it seems to be going pretty smoothly for a first year festival.
it's
Sometimes they're all over the place. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
So does the UK kind of really appeal to you as a market that you feel like you can really target over the years?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think it seems like Europe as a whole is really into like Americana music and country music. So I definitely like to spend more time over here and do a proper tour eventually.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
So for anybody who probably doesn't know too much about you, can you give us a little bit of a backstory? Because you're kind of the third generation in your family of country singers. I think it's quite an interesting backstory.
Yeah, I am. So I'm from southwestern Virginia, which is in the Appalachian Mountains. And my dad is a musician, and my grandfather is a musician, and probably a lot of my family beyond that were musicians as well. But yeah, I grew up in a really musical household. My dad played gigs and taught music for a living, so just kind of always been around it, and it's kind of just a natural path for me to take.
And let's talk about Teddy Thompson as well, because he's been a big part of your career, hasn't he? So how did that connection come about, and what's he done for you?
So a couple years ago, I just sort of messaged him on social media on a whim and sent him a song, and just in the hopes that he might respond, and he actually did respond, and so we talked from there, and he wanted to hear more music, so sent him some more music, and it kind of just snowballed from there, and then eventually we wound up doing a record together somehow, which I'm still not really sure how that happened, but.
And that record got some amazing critical acclaim, didn't you? I know you were one of Rolling Stone's ones to watch in 2016 or something, so you must have been overwhelmed by the reaction to that project.
I was definitely overwhelmed. It did much better than I anticipated. I tried to never have too many expectations for anything, so I'm never disappointed. But yeah, it did better than I could have imagined it would have. So.
Tell us about the collaboration with Free Dirt Records as well, and how that came about. How did they spot you and take a chance on you?
Yeah, I have a friend in a band. Well, they actually used to be called Country Hammer, but now they're called Western Centuries. But I have a friend in that group, and he was on the Free Dirt record label, and when I told him I was making a record, he was like, "Oh, well, you should send it to this guy John Smith at Free Dirt," and so I did that, and I didn't have any interest from anyone else because no one had ever heard of me, of course, and John was kind enough to agree to put the record out, and was very helpful, because otherwise it wouldn't have been heard by very many people if it wasn't for Free Dirt. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that self-titled album raised the expectation levels for the next project, which was the Letters Never Read album. So tell us, when you were making that album, how did your approach to it change, and how did you feel like you progressed from the self-titled album?
Honestly, I kind of had the same sort of approach. I mean, I worked with Teddy again, and just wanted to have a lot of originals, and then we did some covers on the second one as well, but it was pretty much the same sort of approach, and hopefully later this year we'll start a third record. I'm going to work with Teddy again, just keep that going as long as it's viable, as long as he wants to work with me. So
You're kind of always songwriting and looking towards the next project. Like, how far down the line are you in terms of that next record?
Yeah, right now I'm pretty much ready to go. It's just a matter of finding time that everyone can get together, and finding the right studio and the right space. But yeah, I try to write as frequently as possible. Usually songs kind of come in bursts for me, so I'll write like 2 or 3 songs and then go a few months without writing anything. But I try to keep it going as often as possible.
What's the plan for you for the rest of the year, touring wise? Because I know you're coming back you're coming to Dublin in January, aren't you, for Tradfest?
Yeah, I am.
What else?
Coming back for that. I've got a lot of just like American East Coast gigs for the rest of the year at home, and then one thing I'm really looking forward to next year is the Cayamo cruise in February, which is this really cool Americana cruise. It's got like Emmylou Harris and Jason Isbell and just a bunch of really good musicians on it.
Sounds cool. Well, Dori, come and see us again soon.
Yeah,
we'll love having you, and I better let you go because I know you've got to get on stage in about 20 minutes, but it's good to see you, and we'll hopefully catch up again soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.